Thanks so much.
Yep,
Yeah.
let us know. Okay. From that,
Yeah.
onward and forward. Okay.
Switching
Yeah, switching
gears.
gears. All right. You know what grinds my gears? An electric car. You know why? Because electric cars don't have gears to be grinded. But on top of that, there's
I
one
love
other
it.
thing. We had recently, and I mean Monday by recent, we were discussing the fact that obviously Rivian was looking to IPO, right? That's what they were going to do. And guess what? They did it. And
Yep.
we had discussed the fact that they could actually come up at a $72 per share actual evaluation, right? And what's even more interesting than that, and then it is very interesting at this point, is that they busted out to $129 a share. And guess what? Elon Musk had something to say about it. He threw some shade directly at them after their big IPO because they IPO'd at, get this astronomic number, $100 billion. Okay. Now, what's more exciting about that, and I think that's, you have to say it's exciting, is that he was kind of right in what he said. And he said that you have to understand the reason why I'm not really getting excited about them is that Tesla's the only American car maker, he said, to reach a high volume production and positive cash flow in the past 100 years. Okay, now
Mhm.
that's a pretty bold statement, even though we know Rivian has actually gotten a lot of Tesla employees that actually were involved in the Model 3 to come across. Okay.
Right.
They do have the orders to back it up that they're basically saying they have 100,000 orders from Amazon to build their trucks and a couple other things for them.
Mhm.
Okay. And we understand that it's a little different here. Other people are speculating it's like, oh no, this is the onset of the green, the big Green Deal and so on. All right, the new Green Deal. But here's the big deal. They've only delivered 156 cars to customers. That's it. This might be now at 129. That's almost a double over the evaluation that others were predicting. I don't think that's even remotely close to where we should be on this. I think it's way, way, way out of proportion. What's your thoughts?
It could be. It's. I think part of it has to do with the way people see how an EV company can be successful in the face of so many
Right.
doubters. And I'm not saying that justifies its price, but I mean, and again, I know we talk about Tesla here all the time, but you don't have to go very far in the internet to look at how many people did not think Tesla was going to be a
Hmm.
thing for various reasons. And there were many short sellers that just, it was all over the place. Tesla's not going to make it, whether they didn't like Musk or they didn't think it was just a viable option, fine. And love it or hate it, Tesla's still around and they're still innovating. And that's half the reason that they still have such success. I mean, what other company can you think of off the top of your head? I know there are some, but just a big company such as Tesla, where they don't even have an advertising
Nope.
department. They don't even have that. They don't do any
I've never seen a
marketing.
Tesla
It's
ad on
just
TV, nor has anyone else.
the cars just do it themselves. They just the Tesla's never sitting still, and of course they've innovated in a lot of sectors that are lending itself to the whole boom. I mean, talking about
All right,
batteries
so
and
let me throw
all the
something out
solar
there, though.
stuff, and
Let me throw
so
something out there, though.
yeah.
Three things that Rivian doesn't have. They do not have the infrastructure that Tesla's put in place, number one. Number
It's
two,
true.
they don't have a
True.
CEO that could sell $5 billion of his shares and still have a profitable company. Okay. And number three, as
Mhm.
much as we like them here on the channel, because we've paid a lot of attention to them, okay, they
Right.
don't have the same barriers to entering the EV market that say Tesla did. But what they do have
Right.
is
Right.
massive amount of competition in the truck market for
Mhm.
people
Yep.
that might not be first time electric truck buyers that are going to buy from a brand
Mhm.
like Rivian. They're just not.
Mhm.
Okay, so
Yep.
now that all said, did Musk shade them by just stating the obvious that look, what I did, it wasn't easy. No one's done this before in 100 years.
Yeah. I think it's probably a bit of both, right? Musk, right? He's got a lot of knowledge up there, so he probably, he knows the fact that that was something that nobody's done in 100 years. But he's also, a little tooting his horn that we did make it,
Yeah,
and he goes on to say, wasn't something else we'd like to see them actually make a profit?
yeah. I think he said
I'm
he's
trying to find the quote, but he went on to say that. But yeah, I mean, I think it's a bit of both. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it is. Look, prototypes are trivial compared to scaling production and supply chain,
Fair.
he also
Fair.
said. Okay, but the thing is, look, they've got to try to make a profit. They've got to try to do this, but now I think this has saddled them with a big problem, which is This valuation of their company at this price, should the stock market start to go down and retreat a little bit on the inflation numbers that we're seeing right now and other contributing factors sometime in the spring, they could come up short on some of this hedging and people could lose a ton of money. Okay? That's a
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
hundred. So
Yep.
that's an astronomical. I didn't even think it could even touch that number, honestly. I really didn't. I mean, I get it. It's great to be excited about the truck, but damn, I'm not excited about that number anymore because I don't want to lose my shirt.
Well, as you said too, I mean, the market itself, you could have a we've talked about this too. You could have a company that's got a great product, it's got great advertising, it's great backing, and for just some other reason, it just
No.
doesn't work. And in this case, like you said, it could be it's got so much money put into it that, and then the market just takes a tank for if it does or whatever, and then it just is what
Yeah.
it is, right? We know Ford's got a piece of this. Obviously, we know Amazon's got a piece of this. So there are other big players in there. We'll just
We'll
have to
have
see.
to see. All right, folks, let us know what you think in the comments below. I know it's a little bit of a different discussion here, but there's a lot that happened in the last 3 days about this entire event, especially with Musk actually, he basically sold some of his stock. There's a lot of different moves that have happened on Wall Street, especially in this area. But is it worth $107 billion right off the bat? I don't think so. Let us know what you think in the comments below for being a little too harsh on him, and we'll be happy to entertain the conversation. But I think it's way out of line. That's just me. Okay, we got one more thing